It's been a couple of weeks since the transfer window closed, and it's hard to remember a better summer for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta got practically everything he could have wanted, from a prolific number 9 to a new highly sought-after 6, a backup for Saka, and one of the most exciting young defenders in world football. Moreover, with the signing of Eberechi, he got someone who can replace Gabriel Martinelli out on the left or start as the team's out-and-out 10. It's not even a problem that he's closer to 30 than some would like, as Arsenal also look to be brewing their own homegrown version of the Englishman. And no, we aren't talking about Max Dowman. Even though Victor Gyökeres was far more prolific and Martin Zubimendi reportedly caught the attention of Real Madrid, Eze feels like Arsenal's most important signing this summer. Even discounting the narrative of his returning home and the story of his choosing the Gunners over Tottenham Hotspur, there are a few reasons why we think his move could be the most consequential. Firstly, unlike some of the other new faces, the Greenwich-born maestro is already Premier League proven. Including the games against Liverpool and Nottingham Forest this year, he has made 149 appearances in the competition, during which he has scored 34 goals and provided 24 assists. Secondly, the 27-year-old magician, as dubbed by Micah Richards, has proven himself capable of taking high-pressure games by the scruff of the neck and dragging his team over the finishing line. For example, he scored in the quarterfinal, semi-final, and final of the FA Cup as Palace won their first significant honor last season. Finally, as we've already mentioned, his versatility means he can play out on the left or in the 10, depending on what the team need, or which other players are out of form. However, Arteta has to be careful not to play him out wide too often, as while the former QPR gem can play there, it's clearly not his preferred position. We can see this in his heat maps from last season, when he clearly moves towards the middle the further up the pitch he gets. Moreover, the vast majority of his goal involvements have come when he is playing in attacking midfield, 56 to be exact. In all, Eze looks like he'll be an incredible addition to this Arsenal squad. And in even better news, it looks like the club are already brewing their own version. Now, given the way preseason went and the way he started the season proper, some may assume that the player in question is the sensationally talented Max Dowman. Football Fancast's Chalkboard series presents a tactical discussion from around the global game. However, that's not the case, as while he could well develop into an Eze-esque star for Arsenal, he is still just 15 years old, and we haven't really seen enough of him to determine something like that. Instead, when it comes to the Gunners' homegrown version of the former Palace star, we are talking about none other than Ethan Nwaneri. There are a few reasons for this, and the first is where he plays. Like his older teammate, the Highlander is someone who can play in a number of roles, with Arteta even claiming he could play up top last season. But he seems to have two he's most comfortable with, which are right wing and attacking midfield. Moreover, while he can play out wide, as he did for much of last year, he spent most of his time in the academy playing as a 10, and he's even told the press that it's his preferred role. The second similarity is that the phenomenal talent, as dubbed by former professional Stephen Warnock, has already proven himself to be a significant goal threat, as well as someone who can create. For example, in 37 appearances, totaling just 1378 minutes, the infield-born Dynamo scored 9 goals and provided 2 assists, which comes out to an impressive average of a goal involvement every 3.36 games, or every 125.27 minutes. Finally, like the 27-year-old, the Gunners' next big thing is an entertainer on the pitch. He's not afraid to try something audacious with the ball at his feet, and according to FBref, he ranks in the top 2% of attacking midfielders and wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues for successful take-ons per 90, and that dribbling past an opponent is always one way to get the fans on their feet. Ultimately, Eze could well be the difference for Arsenal this season, but Nwaneri could end up being just as, if not more, important in a few years.